Victor Wembanyama is one of the most adored and talented NBA prospects to hit the market in recent times and is regarded at a very high level. Dave McMenamin made one of the most controversial statements regarding this young phenomenon, who said that teams would gladly trade 10 years worth of draft picks for Victor Wembanyama. Let us take you through this latest piece of NBA news. First up, what even happened? Victor Wembanyama is perhaps one of those once-in-a-generation players that are just so good and so hyped that you just get one good look at them and know, snap, this man is a beast. That's exactly how almost every scout sent out to watch him play felt. Now, as the 2023 NBA draft inches closer and closer, teams are preparing to try and get this player signed on their roster. Teams are emptying their rosters in hopes that they can bag this player because almost everyone has accepted at this point that this man is something bigger than even LeBron James when he was a rookie. Even pro NBA players are hyped to see how the rookie does in the big leagues. He's such a fantastic talent that everyone has built up huge expectations on how he should perform when he finally gets started in the NBA. Besides, with the way he's giving out magical and breathtaking performances like they're candy, we do not doubt that this kid is going to shine when it comes time for him to finally step up to the big dogs of the basketball world. Startlingly, Dave McMenamin reported that one guy even told him that if their franchise could trade back 10 years worth of draft picks for this kid, they would in a heartbeat. Next up, what else is everyone saying? One guy was even bold enough to come out and claim that the only way this kid isn't picked as the #1 overall pick for the 2023 draft is if teams carry out extensive research and find out that he murdered someone. Imagine being so good that the only way for you to get disqualified is through literal murder. Another person, according to Dave, claimed that the kid can dunk like Shaq and shoot like Curry. If that's true, and judging by the footage we've seen so far from this absolute phenom, every team that goes up against him is about to land in a ton of hot water. Wembanyama seems to be unstoppable. In the recent game for G League Ignite, the man blocked the previous #1 prospect Scoot Henderson an astounding 5 times. And we're not just talking about lucky finger taps. We're talking about him going into a literal Hulk mode and swatting the ball away like it was a fly from the hands of Henderson. Though despite this clear adversity, Henderson still managed to drop 28 points, so he's no joke either. With the young talent already breaking the NBA world before he's even played in an official NBA game, we're hyped to see what happens when he eventually does. Coming up, how good is Wembanyama supposed to be? To put things into perspective, the man has scored 73 points in just 2 games and has managed to land 9 out of 18 three-point attempts. These stats are insane to think about, so the question remains, which team is going to be lucky enough to walk away with the prospect signed to their roster? Well, we can't answer that just yet. What we can tell you is that this man can change the NBA forever. So far, his ability seems to be unparalleled. No one seems to be even coming close to beating this kid. He was even described as a unicorn among unicorns, the rarest yet most perfect combination of all the traits a perfect baller needs. We also have to note the fact that whichever team manages to sign this kid will become a very formidable force in the NBA for many years to come. Considering how the man manages to carry his team to 100+ points every time he plays, in an official NBA game, we can foresee him being the defining factor in many a game his team wins. Teams that haven't been in the NBA limelight for a while will be looking to sign this prospect so that they can get a shot at the NBA title sooner than later. There's no refuting the fact that teams are going to have an arms race when it comes to the 2023 NBA draft, and insane contracts are expected to be offered to the youngster because as it stands right now, he'd be doing whatever team he picks a service by playing for them. Moving on, can Wembanyama hack it in the big leagues? The answer to that question is pretty simple. Yes, this man is predicted to destroy every defender that comes at him. Already you can see top talents struggling to score baskets against him, and we can expect him going up against seasoned veterans to be no different. Considering the unbelievable basketball IQ this kid seems to possess, he's going to be an insane threat when it comes to playing in the NBA. He's like Shaq, Nowitzki, and Curry rolled into one. Never before has a player been described to possess that level of greatness. The last player to create this much hype was LeBron James, and scouts are now saying that if he and LeBron had been in the same class, LeBron would have been relegated to becoming the #2 overall pick. It's insane how mad his skills are. Teams are going to be fighting each other tooth and nail to have a chance to add this kid to their roster, and we're all for it. It's so exciting to see such a mythical and rare talent have emerged in this era of the NBA. We're sure that in a few years, Wembanyama will be put up alongside the greats, such as Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Michael freaking Jordan. Up next, which NBA teams are the best fit for Wembanyama? Well, the first team that comes to mind is the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's easy to imagine that this team's entire future as a franchise, that's even worth supporting, hinges around signing Wembanyama. It's like these guys do everything they can, from benching players early in the season to letting go of them if they underperform even the slightest to lose out on an NBA title. So them getting rewarded by Wembanyama might be a bit of an icky topic for NBA fans. The Utah Jazz is shaping up to be a potentially great place for Wembanyama to organically grow in this sport and expand his set of skills and just become better as a leader and player. If they manage to win the right to sign this player, the kid will possibly transform the Utah Jazz from a team with no hope of winning an NBA title in this era to a team that's quite a force to be dealt with. We're all pretty hyped to see if they get the chance to sign this phenom. Finally, we have the San Antonio Spurs to consider. Their current GM, Greg Popovich, is still hanging around, and it would be pretty awesome to see him bring in another generational talent before retiring. However, there is one small problem. See, the Spurs are known to be a very lucky team in the regard that, so far, they've had the opportunity to draft 2 generational talents already, consisting of the likes of Tim Duncan. So the big question is, would it be fair for them to get their hands on yet another defining talent? Finally, which NBA teams are the best fit for Scoot Henderson? First up, we have the Washington Wizards. Let's be honest, these guys have been struggling for a while, but it looks like their luck might just start to turn around. They've managed to lock in Bradley Beal for a long-term contract extension and even managed to swing a trade for Porzingis. All they need now is the perfect point guard, and Henderson seems to be the perfect fit for this team. Let's hope the Wizards manage to pull off some real magic and get Henderson on their roster. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers. Now, we know this might sound like a weird pick at first, but hear us out. While the Pacers currently have 2 very awesome guards in the form of Tyrese Halliburton and Ben Mathurin, however, these guys are awesome at hitting baskets on jumpers, while Henderson specializes in using his elite speed to bend opposing defenses to his will and finishing around the rim. If the Pacers manage to bag this man, they could be in line for a big win. The final pick, in our opinion, is going to be the Houston Rockets. These guys have had some of the best players in the game play for them, such as James Harden to name a few. Currently chilling with prospects such as Jalen Green, adding Henderson to the roster will make them invincible. This is one team addition we're hyped for. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Wembanyama has what it takes? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.